What is the Joseph Smith translation? That is the question. This is Redeeming Life Q&A. I'm Pastor Bryan. This is where I try to answer the questions that you are asking. And that question was posed recently. What is this JST or Joseph Smith translation that the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints has published? The background of the question comes from a sermon that I was preaching through Acts 13. And in verse 48, I'm reading from the Christian Standard Bible, but if you read from the ESV or the King James, you'd have basically the same gist here. It says, when the Gentiles heard this, they rejoiced and honored the word of the Lord. Here's the key we're going to look at. And all who had been appointed to eternal life believed. Now we can look at all kinds of manuscripts. We can look at all kinds of scholarship. Men and women who've devoted their lives to understanding one language and translating into another. A translation is going from one language to another. Joseph Smith, however, claims to be a prophet of God and been given a revelation of God of new scriptures and things, and also that he had the authority to take word from God and then say, this is what the Bible is supposed to say. So disregarding all the other original language, disregarding all the manuscripts, disregarding all the scholarship, none of that is important, because God says this, therefore that's what it says. Now there's no way to verify that. But he says, rather than all who were appointed to eternal life then believed, his note here says, and as many as believed were ordained to eternal life. So the theology is more of a free will position that he's arguing, and so to make that theology fit, either God told him or he decided to change the verse, to flip the order, and now it fits the theology of the LDS Church. So what do we do with this? Depends on if you believe his position. With other translation work, you can go and verify it yourself. You don't necessarily even have to be a Christian to look at the language and to work through it, and that happens fairly regularly. But when it comes to this Joseph Smith rewrite, I wouldn't call it a translation. Translation's going from one language to another. But when it comes to this rewrite, either God told this young boy to change the text, or he didn't. And so that's the only option you're left with. Do I believe that he did? Do I believe that he didn't? What verifiable evidence can I find? What can I not find? What do I do with this? And so the Joseph Smith translation, I wouldn't call it a translation at all, really hinges on whether you believe God told Joseph Smith to change the Bible to fit with the theology, or if you don't. So that's the Joseph Smith translation. You can find more videos, Q&A videos like this on our website, or you can ask a question at our Q&A page, redeeminglifeutah.org, where you can reach out to us, and I'll do my best to try to answer the questions that you are asking. I hope you found this helpful.